To some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. We're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Today, our draw features two from the AFC between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. On the visiting sideline, the Bengals and their head coach. Their side still trying to figure things out. We're sitting at 500 so far this season. Running the show across the field, the head coach of the Ravens. His guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins. With Brock Hewitt and I'm Kate Scott. This is Jason Sanders on to handle the opening kick. And from Baltimore, we're underway. Looks like the 24-yard line. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who twice took the University of Texas to that college football semifinal. It's Quinn Ewers.
Katie certainly produced a lot of highlights last week, but he gave the defense a couple as well on those interceptions. And I don't care how many touchdowns the quarterback can throw in a game, you turn it over a couple times in a loss, put your defense out there a few more times, those moments you remember. What should really be driving you to get the win this week.
At the 27-yard line.
Quick throw to the left is complete. And he's hit just before he can pick up that first. So third and short coming up from the 33. On third down, Walker. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's fourth down.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? More importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
The Bengals send out the punting unit. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And a fair catch made without incident, just inside the 25. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And leading the way is their fourth-year QB.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game he had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. But a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win. There's certainly some momentum to build on today.
They're going to throw out of the gun. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Brings up third down and 6.
Throw here, third down. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. The defender was waiting for that one to make a play on it, knocked it away, forcing fourth down. So they couldn't throw for it on third down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. Cincinnati headed back out for its second drive now. They aren't even quite sure what this team is going to settle in as this season, Brock, but already this is an important contest for them that could have postseason implications down the line. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
From the shotgun, Ewers. Go right side, and McBride has it. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Third and a lone yard coming up. Ewers will sneak it. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 47.
Play action, Ewers. Left side into the hands of McBride. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
This is Walker on second. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range. Now, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Has him on the quick hitter. And the pass is stopped before it can get to the first. Great tackle there to bring up fourth down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. First down, play action. Hits him on the out route. And he's got a bunch here up past the 25 before somebody gets to him. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Thompson back to throw. The lateral goes haywire. Live ball. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And this one, not surprisingly, brought a loss of yards as they had to scramble to even get that football back.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
Still their football, but need to make some progress here, and this is second and long. Here's Thompson. Short pass brought in. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. So a really tough spot here. This is third and a country mile. Here he goes, third and long. Oh, he's going to run for it. Into the ground he goes, sliding to a stop well short here. And that's going to bring up fourth down. Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. So now here's third and 5.
It's a gain of 8. Makes it third and 5.
From the shotgun, it's yours. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And they can't connect on the third down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it. But it's incomplete, and now we've got fourth down. So out now comes the punter. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. Third time they've called on him as he gets this away. And some professional English on that ball as it bounces out just short of the end zone at the 2-yard line. The Ravens trotting out their offense. By this point, partner, they are through that opening script, through trying to establish their offense, and yet still no points. Thinking it might be time to start switching things up a little bit, tear up the old game plan and start fresh.
Well, I promise you that's what's buzzing on the headsets and over on the sidelines and in the huddle. Got to find a way to just get into some sort of rhythm.
Back-to-back carries here. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
No gain on the way. Brings up third down and 7.
Aired out on third. That's completed right side. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Now here's a look at his production from last week and the part he played in his offense's victory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing off the play fake. Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. That's the rookie from Auburn.
Okay, when a team spends a premium pick on a DB, in my opinion, you've got to be able to take the ball away. So many guys can run really fast, cover really well. The difference makers find a way to create those interceptions.
The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, who will say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback in his offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. New set of downs for him and starts at the 38. They fake the handoff. Now Ewers. Got for big yards on the right side. This is going to get him into the red zone. He's at the 18-yard line. They got 21 yards on the play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
And the Bengals first down.
Working inside the red zone. It is cut left side. And he's out of bounds on the final play of our opening quarter. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to the bank in just a moment. We're all set to bring you the second quarter. The Bengals well within striking distance. Operating from the gun, it's Ewers. Throws caught. And he's going to be out of bounds at about the 7-yard line, partner. That's where they're going to be set up for this first and goal.
That's another Bengals first down. First and goal.
They are throwing it again. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Ewers now to throw. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to...
And he gets in. Touchdown! The Bengals get the game's first points here in the second. All right, Brock, wondering your thought here, because to me it felt like they already had a play picked out to go for it on 4th down if that sneak hadn't worked. Do you agree?
Well, by they, if you mean the guys in the booth on the sideline, sure. But the 11 on the field, that effort just showed you they were not thinking about anything else but pushing it across the line.
That one right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. Gets at the 25-yard line. Baltimore running its offense out now. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something. An injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of a series quite like getting stuck for a loss.
Thompson now. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. He lobs this one up, looking deep to the right side. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
And the fair catch is made just about a yard or two short of midfield. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Now come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Here's Ewers to throw. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big plays. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant, because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. On now comes their punter. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And coming off 3 and out, Brock, they really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. Setting him on the dive. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Another carry for it. And they are going to have to face a 3rd down here, but only need a yard at most as this play picks up 7. He keeps it himself. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs. First down now, ball at the 33. Thrown back, it's the handoff. He rocks that tackler. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll go play action. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
A gain of 9 brings up
2nd down, looking for options. Right in right side. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. All set to go now from the 35. To throw, Thompson, completed over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. This is 2nd and 6 coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now Thompson to throw. It's on the in route. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
On the red zone now. Looking for it. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And they're going to be forced to regroup a bit ahead of 2nd down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field in more than a second or two.
Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Another drop. The last 2 plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this 4th down. Jason Sanders on for the field goal. The upright's 31 yards away, dead ahead. Sanders sends it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Return coming from the 6. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10. Drive begins with a Walker run. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
On the shotgun, Ewers. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
It just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You never, ever, as an offense like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Brought down before the return gets far. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll run here on 1st down. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
At the 37-yard line.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
We've set it down from the 37. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. We'll call that one a gain of, let's say, 2 yards at 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to the well again. And this will only complicate matters for 3rd down, partner. They're sent backwards.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
He's got it near the 8. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get some late points and the lead.
I know you got to mix your looks defensively. You just can't play all zone coverage, and sometimes you got to play man-to-man. But with the receiver, with that kind of speed, that is scary, and he just made him pay.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens push their lead to 3.
Ravens 10, Bengals 7.
Sanders all set to send it away. Return starts at the 9. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. So now here comes the Bengals on offense. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. New set of downs for them from the 31. To throw, here's Ewers. In the hands of his running back, Walker. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. Now it's Ewers. Gets him on the quick hitter. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. Ewers to the air now. There's a screen now for Walker. And this is going to go as a gain of about 3 before he's met and escorted out. Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, it's Ewers. Over the middle and hauled in by McBride. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Yeah, it's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Bengals have a first down. Throwing it again here. Hauled in again, it's McBride. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. 2nd and 3 now. Throwing now, it's Ewers. All the left side. He's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Ewers. This is thrown towards a defender instead, man. He's the one who makes a play on football. That's not what this offense wants. Incomplete on 1st down.
2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
Or in a surprise or a miracle here in the final seconds, Kate. Looks like we're going to have a tie and a whole new ball game to begin the 2nd half.
Returnable from the 1. This makes it up to the 25. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Here's a design run. So we're all knotted up here at the half, Brock, as we send this over to our buddy Scott Hansen, who's got our halftime report. Scott?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. It's only week 3 on the schedule, but already some big-name teams with big early tests. Will they pass or fail? Let's get into it. Our trip around the NFL starts now with a good divisional matchup in the black and blue NFC North. And this is the Packers quarterback. This'll wind up a touchdown. The Packers are off to a 3-0 start as they get the victory. And with that, a look at what else is going on around the NFL here in week number 3. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break. As we get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Set up for an incredible 2nd half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Hits his running back. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up. The Ravens getting ready for the punt. And they could really use a good one here. And he's going to be touched down as that one comes to an end. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. And they've got a bit of momentum from the field goal on the last series, hoping to grow that into something greater with a touchdown here.
Yeah, I think one thing you find is you do not want to settle for a field goal again. Points are great, but touchdowns, that's what's win games in the NFL.
They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
For a Bengals 1st down. It's a gain of 10.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. And motion the tight end over. 1st down, and they go right back to it. He did well to shake off one tackle partner, but the next one got him. He's going to lose yards. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Shotgun now on 3rd down. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And they're playing with a chance to take the lead right here. Get a nice little cushion in what has been an otherwise really close game.
Yeah, and really the mindset, Kate, is this has got to be the drive. When you break the huddle, you look at each other and say, right now, these are the moments that tilt the game in our favor. Because you know if you don't get it done, you've given your opponent that opportunity.
That's cut at the 25. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. The shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's going to be a Baltimore 1st.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
From the red zone on 1st. Brought in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 2nd and 3 now.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3. At the
Back to throw. Here's Thompson. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take a 3rd quarter lead. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Sanders connects on the point after. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7.
Bengals 10.
Sanders all set to send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Escapes a defender. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. First call here coming from the shotgun. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he gets a few on the punch forward.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, and really create some indecision now defensively.
And for one of the few times this game, Brock, the target his way does not connect. It's incomplete. And they've got to figure things out on third down.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
To the air on third and long. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Ewers. Catch made right side by Coleman. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second.
Now an inside give to Walker. And that short gain is enough for a new set of down.
Hey, I know the temptation is there. If I'm thinking in the booth, I know that play caller is too. There could have been a chance to be aggressive. Not the case. Go get the first down like they did, and a new set of downs to work with.
Very small gain, if anything here, maybe a yard. It's second down. Here's Ewers to throw. Short pass brought in. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. All set now. First and 10. Motion the slot man right. Ewers now to throw. He'll try and run this. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
A gain of 24 yards. That's another Bengals first down. First and goal, Cincinnati.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal. Offense to the line, second down. To throw, Ewers. It's complete to Walker. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Just 3 yards between them and a touchdown. It's third and goal.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now third and goal.
From the shotgun, Ewers. Coming deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And this is picked up by the Ravens. He's at midfield. He's at the 30. And they will take this down inside the 10. Got the recovery, and now they're going to start with first and goal.
That is such a gut punch as a quarterback. You put in so much work to get down near the goal line, and then you've got to take care of the football. You can't be reckless with the ball. Those defenders are looking to knock it free, and that's exactly what they did, keeping points off the board.
The Ravens returning their offense, and this running back to the field. And this has to be a touchdown, Brock. They're taking the field first and goal from the 5. Chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out first and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Here's another for it. He's not going to make it. Made a little progress, but they stall him at the 2. 2 yards standing between this unit and 6. Here's third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
Throwing now, Thompson. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens double their lead to 14. Sanders all set to send it away.
Jason Sanders is set to kick off.
He fields it from the 8. Decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Play action, Ewers. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing now off the play action. McBride snags another one. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. From the shotgun, it's Ewers. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Bengals football, and they know what they need to do. Trailing here in the 4th. Five still to go here. This is 2nd down. Walker now from the gun. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
Now it's Ewers. And the defender's there to knock this away. And that effort means it's 4th down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that gets him back to within 11.
That field goal didn't do a lot on the scoreboard to make it a more attackable deficit, but it does create a sense of urgency here for this defense to get off the field.
Brings in the kick at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Ravens are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Here's the ball back on the handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
Behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard.
Off the play fake. He'll throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. You keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Going back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
At the 41. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and
Back-to-back carries here. Breaks a tackle. He's still going. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone.
1st down. 1st and 10.
Here's Thompson. Connects on the crosser. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Travis Hunter. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. Up the 6.
The gun, they'll give it to him inside. Ooh, they're on that one. 2nd down's going to end up in a loss of yards.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle, instead did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Third and long for him here. Completed over the middle. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens have likely locked up the win right there. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Ravens push their lead to 18.
31. Bengals 13.
Sanders all set to send it away.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the run back at the 27. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Operating from the gun, it's Ewers. Finds him over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. First down from the 41.
First down. A gain of 14.
Throwing now, it's Ewers. Over the middle and hauled in by McBride. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another.
Walker on first down. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He skids down inside the 35-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Brought in right side. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
To throw. Here's Ewers. Hits him on the out route. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
To number 81.
2nd and 3 now.
He's out of bounds at the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing from the gun here. Has some room to work. Makes the catch. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1.
Bengals first down.
They are throwing it again. Chased out to his right. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Bengals get it back to within 2 possessions.
Kate, we know you can do it in different ways in today's NFL at quarterback. Some with the brains and the processing, that anticipation and accuracy. Some could do it with their improv skills to create a play when everything breaks down. He just put on a show.
That one right down the middle. And the Bengals make it an 11-point ball game. And no dice on this kick. The Ravens recover. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
The Ravens ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They've got first down here from the 36. They give it to him again. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. They'll go play action. Complete out to the right. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Throw here, 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short. Final timeout taken by the Bengals. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
Sanders sends it through. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only 1 remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. We know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. Oh, he put him in the spin cycle. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. This gets out to the 30. So now here comes the Bengals on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ewers hits his running back. And he takes this up to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 4 on the play.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
This is Walker on second. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
A gain of 12 yards.
Looking quickly here.
And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They send the tight end in motion. Here's now to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Coleman. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line.
17 more yards.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore.
First down.
Bengals, 14 points back.
17 yards. First
No
down.
timeouts and down 2 scores. They've got to find points quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Ewers. He's got it over the middle. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 28-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Ewers. Has him on a quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Bengals first down.
Here's Ewers to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll go down here at the 16. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. Brought in. The stop is made after a gain of 6. That's going to make it 1st and goal.
That's good for a Bengals first down.
To throw, Ewers. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Ravens get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
You knew it before this drive started, the field goal was not going to be good enough, but that meant the coverage also knew how to play it, how to concentrate, how to focus, and those defenders, they influenced that throw, and even more so, took it away.
The Ravens trotting out their offense. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he can't escape, Brock. They lose yards, but defensively, no timeouts left to stop the clock and take advantage.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Another carry for him. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 13.
So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep.